Hello everyone. Welcome for the next Snap session. Already everyone. So crunch time, and crunch time is always the best time. Why best? Because it brings the best out of us. All right. So all I can say is, you know, that just stay focused and calm. Right. These are the two buzzwords or keywords. Right. Santulan rakhna hai. Right. Focused, calmed. Right. So uh, the session is again geared up for relentless and quick practice, right? We know that Snap is a race, a quick race, right? So let's start, right? Let's start and practice along with me, right? Share your answers if you can get them, right? And you should get them, right? Okay, perfect. And this is a live session, so make use of it. Ask me things, right? This is not a one-way monologue, right? Make full use. Okay. We have our module for snaps at Inmat in case you're still looking out for some guidance, so you can check out the details over here and make use of that. Okay, here we go. Let's start. All right, so I'll give you a few seconds, just a few seconds to try this. All right, so few seconds are over. Okay, so please share your answers if you're getting them. Now, it's a very basic question, very basic. Numerator is increased by 150%, denominator is increased by 350%. It changes to 1 by 3. So if the original fraction is a by b, he's already giving you the variables, take them as a by b. So what you have done to a by b, this was the original fraction a by b. So what you did to that, how did you get to the new fraction? For that, you increased the numerator by 150%, which means multiplied that by 2.5. So it became 2.5a. Right, and you increase the denominator by 350%, so that becomes what, into 4.5 times, right? So that becomes 4.5b. So this new fraction 2.5a over 4.5b is given to be equal to 1 by 3. From there you can backtrack the initial one, isn't it? So what is this? 5 by 9, 2.5 by 4.5 into 2 into 2. So right, I like working with integers. So 5 by 9 times of a by b is 1 by 3. Okay, so work that out. 3 comes over here, a by b is coming to b. This goes over there, 3 by 5. Okay, so the answer is that what is the value of a plus b with a and b co-prime? Means the simplest reduced form. So 3 and 5 is already simplest reduced form. So 3 plus 5, 8 is the value of a plus b, right? People, right? So I'm trying to show you how you do it, right? How you should have done it in the best way, right? Basic multiplying factor, 150% increase, so multiplies with 2.5. 350% increase, multiplying factor is 1 plus p by 100, where p is the percentage increase, right? So I've just made use of the most elementary thing on percentages, which is the multiplying factor concept, right? Perfect. Okay, next one. This is a quick fire. Okay, no time to waste. Next one. A trader claims that 45 articles cost the same as the list price of 25 articles. If this trader offers a buy 4 get 5 scheme, what is this? Buy 4 get 5? You must have heard of this many times. Huh? This, as usually, is put across in front of your retail stores, right? Buy 4 get 5. What does that mean? You pay for 4, but you get 5, right? So that's a bargain. That's a advantage to the buyer, right? So effectively that's a discount, right? Effectively it's a discount, right? Given not in percentage form but in this way, right? So what would be his net profit percentage? Okay, so the thing is, start from here. 45 articles cost, let's say cost price is x, so 45x, x is, I'm saying, selling cost price, y I'm saying is selling price. So 45x is the same as 25y, y is selling price. So I'm getting y to be 45 by 25 or 9 by 5 times of x, or 1.8 times of x. Means the there is a 80% margin markup, right? List price x actually, y actually is not the selling price but more like the marked price. That's what he's saying, list price, marked price, right? Okay, so basically there's a 80% markup. Now just focus on this ratio. X is to y is basically coming as 5 is to 9, right? X is to 5, y is coming as 5 is to 9. So just take x as 500, y as 900. I always like, in these kind of questions where no numbers are given, I like assuming some numbers. That makes life easy, right? 500 is the cost, 900 is the marked price. Now in this buy 4 get 5, what will happen? You will pay for 4, but you will get 5 articles. So as far as the retailer is concerned, his net overall total cost, let's say, there's a transaction of 5 articles being sold. So in that transaction, we are trying to find his net profit percentage. What is his net cost? He has incurred the cost for 5 items. So 5 into 500, he has incurred 2,500 rupees. That is not going anywhere. But he has got the revenue of only 4 of them. So his total, you can say the sales value or the revenue is 4 into the marked price, which is 900. So that is what, 3,600. So there goes your comparison of cost versus actual revenue. So therefore your profit is this, margin of this 3,600 minus 2,500, right? Which is what, your 1,100, right? So there goes your profit percentage also. Profit is there, cost is there. So profit percentage is what? Profit by cost. So 1,100 by 2,500 in fraction form, or 11 by 25, which is 11 by 25 into 100%, or 44%, right? So you're hearing, this retailer is getting trader is getting an overall net 44%. He's making that profit, right? So the key was that you understand that the first statement gives you the ratio of selling price, market price to cost price. Further work on buy 4 get 5, assume the numbers as 500, 900, and then work out the net cost and the net revenue, and that helps you find the profit percentage, right, people? So I illustrated this in detail, but for me this is like less than 1 minute, 45 seconds, 1 minute question if you get this logic, right? And always helps to assume numbers, isn't it? Yes or no, right? Assuming numbers makes life easy, right? You saw initially I took x and y, but I got rid of them as soon as I got the ratio, right? That's the key. Work with numbers, not with variables. Variables slow us down, right? With numbers we are quick, we can think fast. So that's, I think, that's going to take us far in problem solving. Okay, next one. Time and distance. What do you say? Classic question of time and distance. Anybody who has done TSD would definitely have seen this kind of question for sure, right? So best way to do this, very quickly, ratio approach. Once again, we know TSD is all about ratios, more or less, right? So a man walks at 5 kilometers per hour, reaches 10 minutes late. Walks at 6 kilometers per hour, reaches 5 minutes early. Obviously, if you increase your speed, you'll decrease your time, so you will reach early, right? What's the distance? So the key is distance is constant. The distance is not changing. So when distance is constant, then speed and time are inversely proportional, right? So there is an initial situation and there is a final situation. And in both those situations, we know what are the actual respective speeds. Initially it was 5, finally it is 6. Speed is inversely proportional to time. Speed is in the ratio of 5 is to 6. So time taken must be in this speed is actual speed also in kilometers per hour. Now I'm writing the ratio of time based on that. So 5 is to 6, so 6 is to 5, that is inverse ratio. So time should be in the inverse proportion of 6 is to 5. Now what we know is that he was first reaching 10 minutes late. So whatever is the standard time t, he was taking t plus 10 time in minutes. Now he's reaching 5 minutes early, so he's taking t minus 5 time, right? So basically focus on the difference. There is a time difference of 15 minutes. So this difference between these two numbers should also be 15, but 6 minus 5 is only 1. So to get the actual numbers, you need to multiply these numbers 6 and 5 with a factor of 15 so that the gap of 15 is created. So 15 into 6, 90 minutes, and 15 into 5, 75 minutes must be the actual time corresponding to the respective speeds of 5 kmph and 6 kmph. Now you have got the speed, you have got the time, you can find the distance. What is distance? Distance is speed into time. For any which way, whether you do from initial or final, your distance is speed into time. Let's say initial speed is 5 kmph and time is 90 minutes or simply 1.5 hours. So 5 into 1.5 is 7.5 kilometers. That is your distance. Simple as that, right? You could have also done 6 here, 6 kmph into 75 minutes, which is 1.25 hours. 6 into 1.25 is also 7.5. Right? That's a whole, because that is a whole premise based on which you found this time, right? That the distance is constant. Right? Classic question of TSD. Everybody should know this. Day one question of TSD. Right? So it is a kind of a quick revision. I'm trying to, you know, bring the most key concepts, right, which are often tested, most expected, right? Okay, so let's continue further with the next one. I mean, work. Again, these topics go hand in hand. We know ratio approach also works in time and work, or you can also use the simplest fraction approach or LCM approach. You know, you can also use equations to solve. Let's read this. Ahan and Rehan working alone can do a piece of work in 25 and 20 days respectively. They work together for 5 days and then Ahan goes. In how many more days will Rehan finish the remaining work? Very basic question. Very basic. How? Just work on fraction of work done. That is easy because you know the data, you know the days, and you know how much days he has worked, right? So, can I say basically, Ahan only worked for 5 days, right? So, what was the fraction of work done by Ahan? What was Ahan's work done in terms of fraction? In one day, he can do 1 by 25th fraction of work because 25 days he's taking for the whole work. So therefore, in 5 days, he would have done what? 5 times of 1 by 25 or 1/5 of the work. So if 1/5 work is done by Ahan, it definitely implies that Rehan's work must be the remaining 4/5 of the total work. Right? He has done 1/5 Ahan, so Rehan must do the remaining 4/5, which should be equal to, again, similarly, as we wrote for Ahan, similarly for Rehan, if Rehan in total worked for n days, then this work done should be equal to, since he's taking 20 days for the whole work, so he does 1 by 20th of the work in one day. So in n days, he would do 1 by 20 into n. So that is a simple relationship. 4/5 should be n times of 1 by 20. What is n? Therefore, n is coming to be what? 5 cancels here. This is 4. N is 4 into 4, 16 days. What is the answer? Oh, 16 is not in the option. Oh, what's happening? Oh, read the question carefully. In how many more days will Rehan finish the remaining work? In how many more days? These 16 days also include those 5 days already in which he was already previously working with Rehan. So after that story has ended, after those 5 days are gone, obviously, since 16 total days, so 16 minus 5, which is that 11 more days he will need to work, right? So again, therefore, moral is read the question very carefully, right? Okay. So I think some people are trying these questions. Let me give you some time to try for the remaining ones. Thank you, Bhavesh. Yes, that is perfect. Let's see what more we have. Okay, let me pause for some time and let me give you some time to try. Right? Let's see how quickly you can do this. Yes, people, I know you can tell me the answer over here. Time up. But if you get this, do let me know. Right. So Praveen and Mahesh are there, right? Okay. So I'm taking P and M. That makes life easy. I always take variable, as the first letter. That helps me remember things. So P and M I'm taking as the present ages of the two persons respectively. So Praveen's present age, P, is means equal to twice of Mahesh's age, means twice of 2 into Mahesh's age 4 years ago, means M minus 4. So that is the first equation. P is 2 into M minus 4, or P is 2M minus 8. That is my first equation. Second equation. 8 years hence, Praveen would be. 8 years hence, Praveen would be P plus 8, would be, so equal to twice as old as Mahesh is today. So twice of Mahesh's present age, 2 into M, is my second equation. First equation, P is 2M minus 8. Second equation, P plus 8 equals 2M. What is happening over here? Second equation is also P is equal to 2M minus 8. First equation is also P is equal to 2M minus 8. This is called old wine in new bottle. कोई नई बात तो है नहीं. Both the equations are identical. How do I solve that? How do I find the sum of their present ages? नहीं निकाल सकते भाई. Fourth option लिखा है हुआ है cannot be determined. Cannot be determined. It's a classic question of making a fool out of you, right? Fooling you by making you feel that there are two statements and you should be able to write two equations and solve them. But once you carefully write those equations, they are actually the same. So unsolvable, right? If I say x plus y is equal to 10 and 2x plus 2y is equal to 20, solve, what you will say? सर ये क्या कर रहे हो? एक ही बात दो बार बोल रहे हो. क्या करूं? ये बोलोगे ना? So that's exactly what is happening over here, right? So be aware, right? Sometimes questions can fool us, right? So be very careful with the equations. Not necessarily a new statement is a new information. Also, it might be the same information presented in a slightly different manner. Nothing else, right? Okay, next one. Let's do the next one. Sequence and series. Okay, so I think it's a basic question. All of us can do this. Something on arithmetic progression. The sum of the first 10 terms is given, and the sum of the next 10 terms is also given. Now, if this is the way he's giving me, so I have to write the equation on the formula for the sum of n terms, right? All of us know that the formula for the sum of n terms, S of n, is n by 2 whole bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. Just make use of this formula, you get the answer. Nothing. N is the number of terms, a is the first term, d is the common difference, right? So what I'll say, S10 is 100, right? S sum of the first 10 terms is 100. So 10 by 2, which is 5, and 2a plus n is 10. So this is 10 minus 1, 9d. Thank you, Bhavesh. Thank you. Right. And this is given as 100. Yes, Bhavesh, good. I think that's correct. Let me quickly confirm this. So I'm getting 2a plus 9d is what? 20 is my first equation, right? Can I say that overall I can find what is the sum of 20 terms, right? First 10 terms, next 10 terms. Overall total 20 terms add up to 100 and 200, 300. So my S30 is 300, and that would be what? 30 by 215 whole bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. Sorry, my bad. S20, sorry, not S30, S20, right? So therefore 10, S20 is 10 into 2a plus what? 19d. And this will be 300, 100 and 200. So I'm getting 2a plus 19d as 30. Very simple linear equations, solve them. अब तो solve हो जाएंगी, अब तो कुछ दिक्कत नहीं है. So 10d is, right, 19 minus 9, 10d, ये cancel हो गया, is 10. So I'm getting d as 1. Put this back in the first equation. So 2a is 20 minus 9d and d is 1. So 20 minus 9, this is 11. 2a is 11, a is 11 by 2. So a is 5.5. Right? Very doable, very basic question, right? तो आप देखिए Just in 5 6 questions we have seen such variety. This was a sitter of a question. The previous question was a trap question, right? The questions before that, primarily ratio driven. So that is the exam, right? Being aware of the question, being aware of ये question किस तरह का है, इसमें करना क्या है, how to proceed, what's the best way, all those things are going on in your mind. You are always, in your selection and rejection mode. अच्छा ये क्वेश्चन तो सिटर है, ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है. अच्छा ये क्वेश्चन देख करके समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या है, इसको भी स्किप करते हैं, वापस में आएंगे, राइट? सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स वी आर डूइंग, right, simultaneously. Let's see what is the next one bringing to us. Oh, Trigo. Okay, so let me give you a minute to try, right? Let me give you a minute to try. Let's see if you can get this. Okay, so let me know if you're getting this, right? Timeout. Okay, so 1 up to 90, right? So what you can see is that these are, right, in a range of the first quadrant, right? The angles, all the values are there. Obviously you can't calculate any of these values except for, sine 90 is 1. You also know sine 0, sine 0 is not there, sine 30 is 40, 45, 60. All of that is there. But the point is, obviously, how do you find all those values? You can't, right? So obviously there is, and you can see that you're having square, right? So square, so that reminds you of the basic and the most basic condition on sine theta and cos theta, right? Sine square theta plus cos square theta is always 1. So one thing comes to your mind, ki this is also, squared expressions, and somehow if I can make use of this, how to make use of this? अब यहाँ cos theta तो है नहीं, what to do, right? But the point is, you have theta. If you have theta, let's say equal to 1 degree, right? Sine square 1 degree. Then you also have the angle which is 90 minus theta, which is 89 degree also is there. So my point is sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. All of us know this. जिन्होंने भी ट्रिक को बेसिक भी किया है, कुछ भी सबको पता होना चाहिए. Basic cheese, sine 90 minus theta is nothing but same as cos theta, right? So therefore, in this expression, you have so many pairs of such values. For theta equal to 1, you have theta equal to 90 minus theta equal to 89. For theta equal to 2 degree, you will have then 88 degree here. For theta equal to 3, you will have 87 over here. For theta equal to 4, you'll have 86 over here. All these angles are such pairs of angles such that there's the sum of these two terms will always add up to nothing but 1, because when you'll have sine square theta plus sine of 90 minus theta the whole square, so sine square 90 minus theta, so this will also be 1, because this is nothing but cos square theta, right? So therefore, you have to see how many such pairs are there. From theta equal to 1, theta equal to 2, then there is 88, 3, 4, dot, dot, dot. You'll reach in the middle somewhere, right? For 40 here, you will have 50 there. For 41, you'll have 49 there. For 42 here, you will have 48 here. For 43 here, you will have 47 here. adding up to 90. For 44, you'll have 46 here. So you have these 44 pairs, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, dot, 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 up to 44. You have such 44 pairs. So can I say, if you consider this expression, so just consider these 88 values first of all, because there are 44 such pairs. So they will add up to simply 44 times 1, right? And what you have missed, since this expression has 90 terms, so what you have not considered is 45 डिग्री का वैल्यू आपने नहीं लिया है, 90 डिग्री का आपने वैल्यू नहीं लिया है इस समेशन में, in this summation, right? 45 degrees separately there, 90 degrees separately to be considered. So what is sine square 45 degree? Sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So this is 1 by root 2 the whole square, or half. And what is sine 90 degree? 1. So 1 square is 1. So sine square 90 degrees also is basically 1. So ये values आप अलग से देख लीजिए, 1 and half means 1.5. उसके अलावा there are these 44 pairs. So वो 44 pairs का value आ गया 44. And plus this half and plus 1. So plus 1.5 adds up to what? 45.5. Option number 4. Isn't it? So just little bit observation was required. Tell me. Clear everyone? Live session है, कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं, right? Clear everyone? Okay, let's see. करें आगे, चलिए, let's do the next one. Quadratic. Okay, quadratic, all of us know this. Yes? How to do quadratic? If the non-zero roots alpha beta of the equation you can see has coefficients in terms of k. So coefficients are unknown. Kx squared minus 2k plus 3 into x plus k plus 1 equals 0. Differ by 1. Alpha is less than beta. Alpha is the smaller root. Then we have to find the ratio of the roots alpha is to beta. So obviously k find करना है based on the condition that the difference of the roots is 1. They differ by 1. Means alpha minus beta is 1. Or you can see mod of alpha minus beta. Or you can simply say beta minus alpha, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि beta is more than alpha, right? So I'm just saying alpha minus beta mod is 1. Square this, because all you can say is what is alpha plus beta and what is alpha into beta. आपको यही पता है. Alpha minus beta का direct कोई formula नहीं होता है. But you can find that, I mean, in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So what is alpha plus beta? 2k plus 3 by k, right? Right? 2k plus 3 by k. And what is alpha into beta? K plus 1 by k. So now alpha minus beta, so squaring both sides, alpha minus beta whole square is also 1, right? So alpha minus beta whole square you can write as, क्योंकि आपको alpha plus beta और alpha into beta पता है, तो alpha plus beta whole square होता है alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta. But actually there is, on expanding alpha minus beta whole square, you have minus 2 alpha beta. So can I say I need to subtract 4 alpha beta so that the balance is maintained, right? Alpha minus beta whole square equals alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. Now you put expression over here and find the value of k. Okay? So alpha plus beta 2k plus 3 whole square by k square minus 4 alpha beta, so minus 4 times k plus 1 by k. यहाँ k square है, this is k square. यहाँ पर ऊपर नीचे k से multiply कर लो, because then your numerator, your denominator is common, which is k square. So this is equal to 1. K square will go over there. यहाँ पर आप expand कर लो and simplify कर लो, right? 2k plus 3 the whole square, so 4k square plus 3 into 2, 6 into 2, 12k plus 3 square 9 minus 4 into k plus 1. So minus 4k square minus 4k equals k square. This cancels. Take all the terms on one side. It's a simple quadratic. K square here. इधर हो जाएगा 12 minus 4 8k. That will go over there. So minus 8k minus 9 is 0. Very simple factorization. Very simple. K minus 9 k plus 1. Right? अच्छा यहाँ पर तो k की दो वैल्यूज आ गई, 9 and minus 1. अब क्या करें? ये तो दिक्कत आ गई, because आंसर तो यूनिक होना चाहिए. So look at this. Whenever you get this, look at the question very carefully. There is mostly something very subtle point you have not read. The very first word, non-zero roots. Roots can't be zero. So the point is, just check what happens if you put k equal to 9, k equal to minus 1, what happens? You see, if you put k equal to minus 1, which is one of the solutions, so what happens? कि कांस्टेंट टर्म जीरो हो जाएगा. उससे दिक्कत क्या होगा? k equal to minus 1, तो ये हो गया minus x square. Equation becomes minus x square and minus 2k plus 3. 2k means minus 2 plus 3, so 1. So this is minus x. So equation होगी x into x plus 1 is 0, right? X square plus x is 0. तो यहाँ पर तो एक रूट जीरो हो गई ना, x equal to 0. So that is not possible. So we have to reject this. We can't accept k equal to minus 1. So k must be equal to 9. Up now, once you have the k value of k, you have the quadratic. You can then find the roots and find the ratio also, right? So final step, k equal to 9. Put that over here. Your actual equation is 9x square minus 9 to the 18 plus 3, 21x plus 9 plus 1, 10 equal to 0. Okay, so factorize कर लेते हैं. Let's try. Roots rational ही होने चाहिए because ratio is also rational, right? 10 into 9 is 90. 90 को दो numbers में split करना है so that their sum is 21, right? Splitting the middle term. So 15 into 6 works over here. 15 plus 6 is 21, right? So 9x square minus 15x minus 6x plus 10. 3x और यहाँ से होगा minus 2, right? यहाँ से minus 2 होगा. 3x minus 2 और यहाँ से 3x कॉमन लेकर के फिर ब्रैकेट में क्या होगा? 3x minus 5. So what are the roots? X is 2 by 3 or 5 by 3. Ratio क्या हो गया? 2 is to 5. 2 is to 5. Right? Again, so this was quite doable, but little time consuming, right? Definitely with respect to the others. So the point is pick and choose, right? Question तो हर कोई हो जाएगा, but अपने पास जो time है, we have to select those which are getting done fast, right? अब the is how to know which one is going to take more time. That's a skill set that you acquire by practicing more and more, right? So definitely इस क्वेश्चन को छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए, but the point is you should come back to it in your second attempt, maybe, first 15 minutes, first 10 minutes, get those 5-6 questions done very quickly, which are very setter questions. Then mark those questions which are taking little bit more time, right? And come back to that in your second string of go with the questions, right? So that strategy is the hallmark of you know a prepared student, right? Okay, can we move on to the next one? आगे चलें, करेंगे ट्राई मेरे साथ? ट्राई करना है, देखिए मजा नहीं आएगा अगर आप ट्राई नहीं करेंगे, राइट? भावेश हैज गिवन फ्यू आंसर्स बट others also, right? Next one, here we go. करेंगे ट्राई? चलिए टाइम दे देता हूँ थोड़ा सा. लेट मी नो इफ यू आर गेटिंग दिस. Yes, you can do this. I know it. टाइम दे रहा हूँ. Quick, quick. Okay, just a second. Just a second. आ गया होगा, अब तक आ गया होगा, अब दिख रहा होगा 9th क्वेश्चन. Now you can see this. ठीक है, अब ट्राई करते हैं. Okay, right? Okay. Right. So let me start. Right. If you're getting this, do let me know. So basically, two inequalities, two basic inequalities are there. You have to solve them and you have to find the solution, right? So x square is more than x cube or x square minus x cube is more than 0. किसी भी inequality का basic concept क्या है? Take all the terms on one side and then simplify. So x square is common and x square into 1 minus x is positive. X square तो is always never negative. अगर ये positive है तो you have to ensure that 1 minus x is positive, right? So यहाँ पर x square का कोई rule है नहीं, because x square is always non-negative at least, right? It is never negative. It is either positive or 0. So x can't be 0 first of all, right? 1 minus x would be positive for this inequality to be true. So we are getting x is less than 1. The very first option says that, but remember you have to ensure that both the inequalities are being satisfied. So first inequality has this very simple solution, x is less than 1. Let's come to the next one. X power 4 is more than x. Again, always take terms on one side. X power 4 minus x is positive, so x into x cube minus 1 is positive. अब यहाँ पर हम x square x है, x square नहीं है, so we won't ignore that. That is very useful, right? X cube minus 1 का factorization we all know. A cube minus B cube is A minus B, A square plus AB plus B square. So x cube minus 1 is x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1. अब यहाँ पर जो टर्म ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव होगी वो होगी x square plus x plus 1. जिस तरह से यहाँ पर हमने x square को कहा था कि this has no role, it is always positive. Similarly, x square plus x plus 1 is always positive because this is a quadratic expression with discriminant being negative, so it has no roots. तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास ले देकर के what we are left with is that x into x minus 1 is positive. X into x minus 1 is positive. Quadratic inequality, right, is there. We know that a quadratic expression is positive outside the roots. Roots of this are 0 and 1. So यहाँ से आ रहा है either x is less than 0 or x is more than 1. x more than 1 possible नहीं है because वहां पर तो x less than 1 था. बिल्कुल opposite is coming over here. So this has to be rejected. X less than 0 has to be considered along with x less than 1. Both the conditions should be satisfied. So x cannot be between 0 to 1 because x less than 1 में 0 to 1 की range included है, but second solution में वो range included नहीं है. So the common overlapping solution is what? Simply this one, and that is your answer, option number 3. Right? X is less than 0. So very basic question, but basic में भी clarity होगी ना तो difficult भी हो जाता है, right? So I have brought those questions which help us to strengthen our fundamentals, right? If you go in the exam with your fundamentals clear, right, no question is difficult. हमें लगता है कि कुछ फैंसी चीजें आने वाली हैं, आती बेसिक चीजें हैं, just that we have to be very clear with them, right? Okay, so this one I guess you did not get the opportunity to try. थोड़ा सा time lag हो गया था. No worries, let's look at the next one, right? Let me give you 1 minute for the next one. Oh, what is this? Let's try. Want to try? Yes. All right. तब तक मैं फिगर बना लेता हूं बिकॉज यू कैन सी एक फिगर चाहिए. रेगुलर नॉनागन. व्हाट इज नॉनागन? I hope everybody knows what is a nonagon. Right, let me try. Just a second. Two, three, four, five. बन जाना चाहिए अच्छा सा. ओके, आई थिंक बन गया मोर और लेस. ठीक है, अच्छा खासा बन गया. Right, everybody knows nonagon means 9 sides. So there's a regular nonagon, right, and 3 vertices are being selected, right? So let's label these vertices from 1 to 9. Now, so I'm going to select 3 vertices. So how many total triangles can be found? First of all, it's a probability question. So denominator will be total triangles, numerator will be favorable triangles, right? Probability is always favorable cases upon total cases. So total cases means total triangles. Total triangles means from 9 points, I was going to select 3 points. So 9C3 total triangles can be formed. कोई भी 3 points कभी भी collinear हो ही नहीं सकते हैं over here, right? It's a vertices of a polygon, so no, it is impossible for 3 vertices to be collinear. That won't create a polygon, right? So 9c3, 9 into 8 into 7 upon 3 factorial, which is 6. Right, 6 cancels, 3 here, 4 here. This is 84. Right, 84 total triangles. Thank you, Bhavesh. Right, and how many favorable triangles? See, for favorable triangles, the point is it's a very selective list of triangles in which you pick the points so that they are equally spaced around the figure. Means 9 points हैं तो तीन points छोड़ करके अगर आप लोगे तो you'll have symmetry and you'll get an equilateral triangle, right? So after one, if you pick 4, 3 points ahead, and then 3 points ahead 7, so one group of points you can select is 1, 4, 7 points, which will create an equilateral triangle. I'm just writing those group of vertices which can be joined to make a triangle which is equilateral. One is 1, 4, 7, right? Should I draw that? Let me do that. Draw that. You'll get a sense of this, right? Yes, very much looks like an equilateral one because symmetry is there. Likewise, एक point आगे चले जाओ. So then you can take 2, 5, 8, right? One point ahead. 1, 4, 7 लिया था. 2, 5, 8 ले लो. So 2 and then 5 and then 8. You'll have this one also. And you can go, you have one more, right? You can go one more step ahead, right? And you can take 3, 6, 9. Right? So 3, अच्छा लग रहा है बनाने में, right? Very nice symmetrical shapes. 3, 6, 9. Right? So that's all. Now you have covered everything and these are the only ones. So 3 such triangles are favorable. So 3 by 84 or 1 by 28. Right? Thank you, Bhavesh. Correct. Okay, right. So a diverse set of questions I have brought, right? Making you familiar with something new as well as something, some basics, right? Some fundamentals also, right? So take those fundamentals and make the best out of it, right? So I'll see you again, right? Keep on continuing with your, last mile push, right? Whatever you have done, carry that, right? You know everything you need to ace the exam. All you need to be now is very steady, right? बहुत आराम से करो, इत्मीनान से करो. In your mind, be very peaceful, but with your pen, be very fast, right? Thank you. No, Bhavesh, if you want to get in touch with us, I think you can inquire over here, right? And once you get in touch with CL, you will obviously further get connected to all the further people, right? There's a beautiful system at CL, right? So just get in touch, right? And you will get connected further with all the relevant people, right? We are always there, right? We are always there, and we'll see you again, right? Thank you. All the best.